Welcome back to my series Under the Lights. I'm your host, Jay Runyon. I love hearing great music and the stories behind the songs. If you do too, stay tuned for an evening of intimate conversations and talented performances, all from the comfort and relative quiet of my backyard. Now, without further ado, let's welcome our company for this evening. Thank you for joining us.
So you're probably wondering why I play country music. Well, I got this dog, and he won't let me play anything but country music. If I put in a minor chord, she just cries like the devil. You know what? Why don't we do this instead? We'll get 1 million hits.
Well, but so tell us just briefly. What are you? Who are you? What's your deal? Come here. Get over here.
Okay, Bruce. Okay, all right. What's my deal?
Well, I know you're a local singer, songwriter, musician.
But no, I'll tell you my deal. My deal is I have no idea how it is the case that I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not musically trained in any way. I think there are songwriters and then people who write songs, people who kind of know, who know. And I don't know. I just picked up the guitar and started playing. And to be honest with you, I was enamored by people like Leo Kottke and John Renborn and John Fay and stuff. So I was an instrumental guy. And I tried to get gigs. I remember going to way back when to the the place that was on 2nd Street in Philadelphia. I'm forgetting the name of it now, but at any rate, I remember going there and talking to someone, and they said, well, do you sing? And I said, no. And they said, well, people want to hear singing. You can't just play guitar. And so at any rate, I started singing, and I played well enough that you know how the structure of songs, a lot of songs have a 3-chord structure with a minor here and a variation there, whatever. So you could pick up like a lot of songs really fast. And that's what I did. And I don't know, it's 30 years later, or 40 or something. No, 30, okay, 25.
I was there the first time you sang.
Oh, man.
But I remember that you were like, this is the first time I'm singing when I'm performing. I mean, I think you had done it in front of campfires and stuff maybe.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, wow, I'm here for the first night of Dave singing.
25, geez. Or whatever it was. It was a long time ago. Oh, and that's the other thing I'll come back to a long time ago. But okay. At any rate, all that being what it is, I have no idea why any of this is happening. And it every song's like a blessing. It's sneaks up on me like, wow, like that. So
nice.
Yeah.
2 or 3 words. Like, what would you say about the kind of music that you perform, that you write, that you compose?
2 or 3 words. I can't.
Okay.
When people ask me what kind of music do you play, I have to tell them you have to hear it, because it's so eclectic. It's because I started out with Leo Kottke and playing that kind of stuff, and but I don't know. So if 2 or 3 words, I would say it's kind of my assimilation of a kind of modern folk music. That's what I'll say.
I think it's like an assimilation of a number of feelings.
Well, that's true, but I mean, I think that's
a product of it.
No, I think that's true of music in general. I mean, I play for this program, Musicians on Call, and I get to watch how music gets taken in by people who are dealing with difficulties, and it stops time. It really does, and I get to see it there because it's me and them. But the same thing happens, I think, when you're playing out, when it's working. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you're hitting your best note and you're feeling your best feeling, and you look out and the guy's telling his friend he can crush 2 cans and
against his forehead.
Yeah, and you're realizing, I guess I missed that one. Wrong song. This is not a Leonard Cohen venue or something.
Sometimes it is all about reading the crowd.
Yeah. Oh no, it is. And but yeah, so you're right. I mean, but it is funny when I think about just the way the question was asked of me. It goes without saying for me that what you're doing is building a relationship, and what you're doing is transmitting a feeling and hoping that that's being felt on the other side of it, and that the music is the bridge. But again, my music that I play, like when I'm playing out, it could be Billy Joel, it could be Paul Simon, it could be Neil Young, it could be Cat Stevens, it could be something I wrote it, and you're trying to do that with all of it. And when you're playing someone like I just mentioned Billy Joel, that's not like Paul Simon. They're just different places.
Yeah.
And yet that overlays all of it. It's you're building relationships, and you're right. Reading the crowd, reading the room, is about building relationships. It's finding them. It's I recently was playing at a winery in Cape May, and a little girl was with her grandparents and mom and dad, and she came up and she was dancing, and I don't know why it just hit me, but Wonderful Tonight just kind of came to my head. All right, and just the way she was dancing, so I played Wonderful Tonight, and her grandmother got up and was dancing with her, and then came up to me and told me that was the mother and father's wedding song. So it all came together in that moment, and it was all fortuitous. It was like, I don't know why that works that way, but any rate, I think that seriously is a huge part of it. The feelings that are kind of emerging out of the song.
I think sometimes I think of it like almost a conversation in emotions, because they're not saying any words to you necessarily, unless they're heckling you.
Yeah, right, or crushing cans on their head. But I get it. Yeah. And I can't remember who it was. I want to say Schopenhauer, but I am probably wrong. But there was a discussion about what art form is the most human in a way, and music came up because it's live, it's moving, it comes and it goes. It's the note that you play, it's there, it happens, and then it's gone. And even if it's recorded, you're listening to it, but it plays and it's gone. When you're looking at a picture, a painting or something, it's stable, it's stopped, it stops in time. But music, is like that. So I like the notion of a conversation in emotion, because it flows,
What's the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten, music related or not music related, that you've ever received?
I can remember it happening. It was actually, man, this goes so far back. I haven't thought of this just the way you asked the question. When we used to go camping, there was some kids that had their parents had a place where we go camping, and there were the two twins. And they were high school age, and their father loved my music and what was happening, around the campfire and all that. And what he told me more or less was,
Come here.
don't take yourself so seriously.
Right.
And
Okay.
and again, you could say, oh, come on, you mean that's the best advice you ever got? It isn't what's said, it's when it's said and who it's said to and how it lands. And I think at that age, 18, 17, whatever I was, somewhere around there, I was taking myself seriously. The Vietnam War, there was all this stuff going on, and I was like really seriously focused on the state of the world, and not because I was knowledgeable. I mean, it's not like I read about any of this and stuff. It was just what I picked up from the news and what I knew from around me and whatever. And he was a plumber, and he said, Dave, I used to be called Dave. I'm David now. But he said, Dave, don't take yourself so seriously. And then he kind of implied that it all happens in the flow. And when you take yourself so seriously, you lock yourself into this conduit that shuts out more than it lets in. And I remember that to this day.
So talking about songwriting, I really want you to explain the origin, if you will, of Robert and Paul, the Children.
Right.
And how that song came about.
Yeah, well, I know how it came about. I have no idea how it came to be. All right, it came about because I have an aunt that communicated with me. I don't remember how exactly. It might have been a newspaper article that Pope Paul was having a kind of event in Barcelona in a stadium, and invited Bob Dylan to open for him. I know. Do you know Bob Dylan? Yeah. So he invited Bob Dylan, and I only have recently, last 10 years, have come to understand that there was a controversy about all this, that at the time, all I did was get the clip, that there was this event that the Pope and Bob Dylan were sharing the stage. So I thought, John Prine, I thought, are you kidding me? This is going to be great. So I started to write this song that I wanted it to be goofy. I wanted it to be funny. I wanted it to be like, Dylan kind of cutting on the Pope and the Pope telling jokes to Bob Dylan and, little asides and whatever. And it just didn't work. It didn't work. And then this thing happened. It just came out, this conversation between the two of them while they were on the stage. And that's what I mean about how I don't have any clue about how it came to be.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think that's true of most of the songs I write. I'm driving along and I get an idea and I write it down. And then a month later I see that idea and I have no idea what it meant.
Yeah.
All right? But someday I'm sitting at my desk or sitting at home and I pick up the guitar and I might be playing another song or learning another song and I find a series of chords or something, or I make a mistake, I don't know. But the chord set happens and I think, wow, this could be And then I just start writing, and I don't write that much, so it's not like I'm going to say there are 500 times I did that, and 5 of them worked. It's like it doesn't happen that often. Look at all these people, how they fill this place. You and me together, standing on the stage. Who would have thought it would have taken us this long? Came to hear my gospel, they come to hear a song. And I wonder how they got here. I wonder what they do, what their day-to-day is like, and what it means to you. Saw how you rose above it, how your wisdom grew, how they heard the words you spoke and they took it all for true. Bless me, Father, for I have been such a long time's passed since I looked within. My choices were many and my options a few. You can hardly blame me for the things I had to do. And I didn't have the comfort of a book that came before. Had to find my own road, I could never be that sure. Didn't know what hit me when the masses turned my way, so I simply spoke the words I guess they wanted me to say. You understand? Look at all these people that don't recognize a face. You and me together, God, we really filled this place. Who would have thought it would have taken us this long? You and me together, I think something's really wrong. And I wonder how they got here. Wonder what they do, what their day-to-day is like, and what it means to you. I watched you from a distance, they wouldn't let me get too close. I saw how you reached so many, you gave them back their souls. Bless me, Robert, for I have been. Every day I spend too much time within. My choices are many, my options a few. You can hardly blame me for the things I had to do. And I didn't have the comfort of your wide and open road. Had to find a way to do exactly what I was told. Didn't know what to say or what I was supposed to be, so I simply spoke the words that were handed down to me. You understand? So God bless all the people. They have been. Such a long time will pass till they look this way again. Their choices will be many, and their options will be few. somewhere in between is the gospel and the song. They won't know what hit them when their children turn away. They try to call home again. There are no words to say. You understand? For example, I have a song, I'll probably do it tonight, called The Mountain, all right? And the idea was, you know, if you really feel this way about me, you move a mountain. And I thought, you know, maybe there's something there. And then, I again, after that, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I went to bed, I woke up, and there it was, sitting like, you know, the Tooth Fairy or something.
You have some really good elves then.
Yeah, they're really sweet. They're nice folks. But and I really like the song. And it, you know, it's filled with all that you talked about. It's filled with feeling. It's filled with complications and you know, I'm a romantic at heart, and I think that sits kind of not in every song, but in a lot of them, because music allows for that to come out.
Yes.
You know, what is a romantic? You know, a romantic is their ideas about the nature of like earth-shattering relationships that go beyond our capacity to comprehend. You know, stars explode and, you know, like that. And of course, I mean, if they did, we'd be in big trouble. So, you know, but somewhere, either because that didn't happen or because somebody wants it to happen, or it's in almost everything. Met her where the river ends, and he asked her for her hand. Said she, your feelings matter not, and that I can depend. If you want to bring to me all you claim to be, you must move the mountain, dear, prove your love for me. Surely you're not asking what from you I hear. I cannot move a mountain to prove my love for thee. And you must turn and walk away, I must not be deceived. You cannot move a mountain, dear, you shall not have me. So he went to where the embers burn, and he tied them to the trees. He gathered up the flames for her to set the mountain free. The embers climbed the mountain, and they crossed into the sky. She saw stars so far away, and she smiled. Met her where the river ends, and he asked her for her hand. Said she, your feelings matter not, and that I can depend. And if you want to marry me, and to your bed I'll be, you must move the mountain, dear, to prove your love for me. So he went to where the winds return, and he weaved them to the trees. He gathered up the currents there to set the mountain free. The winds climbed the mountain, and they crossed into the sky. She saw 1,000 wings so far away, and she smiled. Met her where the river ends, and he asked her for her hand. Said she, your feelings matter not, and that I can depend. If you want me by your side, and forever there I'll be, you must move the mountain, dear, to prove your love for me. So he went to where the rivers meet, and he tied them to the trees. He gathered all the water there to wash the mountain free. The water crossed the mountain, and it climbed into the sky. She saw gentle rain so far away, and she smiled. Met her where the river ends, and he asked her for her hand. Said she, your feelings matter not, and that I can depend. And if you want to bring to me all you claim to be, you must move the mountain, dear, to prove your love for me. I gathered fire, I gathered wind, to the sea. I could not move the mountain, prove my love for thee. Now you must turn and walk away, I must not be deceived. You cannot move the mountain, dear, then you should not have me. Stood there for a day and night, and a day and night again. He could not turn and walk away at the river's end. This she saw, and it touched her heart, and with a single tear, it was then that she reached out for him, and the mountain disappeared. Because it's music, and I guess this would be true of a painting as well, or any other kind of art, but it you know, you give birth to it in a sense. You put it out there, and then people take it in, and all these people are having different experiences before they walk in the door, and what they take in is not unrelated to the lives they're living, and I mean, I wrote a song that I'm not even sure I know what it means. That I played once at World Cafe Live, and a psychologist came up to me afterwards and said that the words were up on my Facebook, or up on my webpage, and that he had a client who swears that these words get her through the day. And
Wow.
I have no idea how or why. And if you're listening, I'm just saying this to be consistent. But again, it's the relationship, and relationships are co-constructed.
Can you tell us which song that is?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of it.
This song is called The Story. As the days go by and the times they try to pass through an open window, it's cold out there in the evening air, it's chilled by the hands of winter. So I turned away from another day. The curtains, they're barely swaying, yet a light shines through and it points to you as you sit there turning the page of a story you'd written a long time ago about you and me in a whole other place. The table of oak held a hook that you wrote. It was wrapped in a torn leather case. The lines you conceived and the shadows you breathe, they're written in ashes and smoke. And I turned to you and I asked what to do. Just where am I supposed to be? I've lost my way, I've lost my place. Just give me a sign I can see. She lifted her heart, she broke it apart. She gave the pieces to me. Raised the curtain, and in the candlelight, the ancient book is there to read. We entered the stage, we walked into the page, at the place where the words used to be. And the window wide open, feeling so free, we soared so high over the sand. Then you moved to the door, you said you need me no more, and you whispered as you reached for my hand. What's written is written, what's done is done, and in time we'll both understand. And tomorrow, well, that's when your story began.
Just the three of us. All right.
Of course. So, David, I really want to thank you for being out here tonight. I appreciate you taking the time to do this with us.
Oh, this was just a lot of fun, and it's so good to see you again. It just is. And Bruce too.
And you met Bruce, yes.
Yeah.
So you're at the Twisted Tail in Philly every Tuesday from 5 to 8?
5:30 to 9:30.
5:30 to 9:30.
Right, and then I'm out at the Dubliner in Dubliner on the Delaware in New Hope every third Sunday.
Third Sunday, and then every Friday at 1.
Right.
You have your free at 1.
Right, on
streaming on Facebook.
Facebook, yes.
David Falcone acoustic guitar.
Yes. Yeah.
So check him out.
Yeah.
He's easily one of my favorite performers.
Yeah. And make sure you check her out because I'm just telling you, she's the best too. She's come a long way.
Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Bye bye. You know, if you make it just right, it'll look like
Like
it'll
he's
look
got
like
hair.
my body. No, it'll look like you'll look like my body, but your face. They'll go, my good, it's Winston Churchill. No. Oh, I like the idea though about the. Oh yeah, come on, look up there one more time, Bruce. Bruce, look.
Look at the
Okay,
camera.
I know. You don't. That's the last thing you do is you tell
He's
you.
mesmerized by you.
Oh,
I'm never
Bruce.
gonna have another guest again.
Yeah, no, are you kidding me? This is great. That's just the three of us.